Welcome to Assessing Your Case Manager, part 2 of the 3-part Working with Case Managers video series. This series is designed to help people who use case management services understand what case management is and how to work with their case manager to get the support they need. In part 1 of the series, we talked about the key skills a good case manager should have. In this video, we'll focus on how you can assess if your case manager is meeting your needs. We'll introduce 2 surveys, one for participants and one for caregivers, that can help you with this. These surveys are part of a guide created by the Florida Developmental Disabilities Council, which we'll call the guide in this video.
You might be wondering, how can I use the guide to assess my case manager? The guide has 2 surveys, one for participants who receive case management services and one for caregivers. We'll explain which survey is right for you. These surveys will help you think about your case manager's skills and whether they are doing the things we discussed in video 1. Both surveys have 19 statements that match the key skills we talked about in video 1. Some of these skills include good communication, being responsive, and organizing your support team. These surveys will help you evaluate if your case manager is doing these things. There are no right or wrong answers. Just reflect on your experience with your case manager and use the surveys to give feedback if you'd like.
You might ask, why should I take the survey? Here are a few reasons. The survey will help you understand what to expect from a case manager. The survey can give you ideas about how your case manager can improve. Giving feedback to your case manager can help improve your services. Let's talk about which survey you should fill out. The participant survey is for people receiving case management services. This includes people getting help for a disability, medical condition, or other needs. You can fill out the survey on your own or get help from a caregiver. If you get help, your answer should be based on your own experience, not the caregiver's. The caregiver survey is designed for people who help the participant. Caregivers may interact directly with case managers to help get services for the participant. Caregivers can include parents, siblings, legal guardians, or foster parents.
Both surveys come in a fillable PDF and a digital version. The fillable PDF version can be filled out on a computer or printed to complete on paper. The digital version is an online survey that you fill out on your computer or mobile device. The results will be automatically calculated and can be printed. However, the information you enter will be stored and combined with others' responses. We'll explain more about this later. There are QR codes on the screen to access both versions of the surveys on your mobile device. So what happens to the results of the digital surveys? The responses will be collected by the Florida Developmental Disabilities Council, FDDC, and may be used for future research on case management. This will help improve case management services in Florida. You don't need to share personal information unless you choose to. Your answers will be kept private, and only our project team will have access to them.
Now, let's take a closer look at the participant survey. We'll show the fillable PDF version, but the digital version works the same way. The participant survey has 3 goals. Number 1, help you understand what to expect from your case manager. Number 2, let you share what your case manager does well. Number 3, let you share areas where your case manager could improve. The survey includes 19 statements about what a case manager should do. Next, let's go through the instructions for filling out the survey. When completing the survey, think about your case manager. What do you like about their work? What could they do better? Choose answers based on your experience over the last 3 months. There are 4 answer choices. Yes, most of the time. Yes, some of the time. No, not really. I don't know. Remember, You can ask for help from a caregiver, and there are no right or wrong answers. Just be honest about your experience. Let's go over some examples using a pretend scenario. Let's say Lucy has an intellectual disability, and Susan is her caregiver. Beatrice is Lucy's case manager and checks in with Lucy and Susan every few weeks. Beatrice tries to get to know Lucy by asking about her life, needs, and goals. Lucy likes Beatrice, but sometimes feels annoyed when Beatrice checks her phone during meetings. Still, Lucy feels Beatrice helps her stay on track with her goals. Now, let's fill out a few questions from the participant survey, imagining Lucy is filling it out. The first statement is, "My case manager treats me with respect. They take time to learn about my culture, life experiences, and disabilities." Lucy remembers that Beatrice always takes time to learn about her background and needs. Beatrice shows curiosity about Lucy's Puerto Rican heritage, and she remembers important details about Lucy's disability. She even remembers that Lucy is allergic to dairy. Lucy chooses yes most of the time. The next statement is, "My case manager and I have a good relationship. I can ask them for help." Lucy thinks they have a good relationship, but Beatrice sometimes seems distracted by her phone. Lucy chooses yes some of the time. For the statement, "My case manager helps me to set goals and make decisions," Lucy remembers how Beatrice has helped her become more independent. Beatrice has given Lucy a lot of different options about transportation around the city, helped her to set up her own bank account, and even helped connect her to a job coach who has helped her apply for a job. Because of these things, Lucy chooses yes most of the time.
Let's now look at the caregiver survey. We'll show the digital version, but remember there's a fillable PDF for caregivers too. The caregiver survey is for caregivers to fill out about the case manager. The questions ask the caregiver about the participant's relationship with the case manager and how the case manager works with the participant. The caregiver survey is similar to the participant survey. Both surveys include 19 statements about what a case manager should do well, and both use the same answer choices. There are no right or wrong answers. The surveys help you assess the case manager and decide what feedback to give. Let's now look at the caregiver survey. Continuing with our example, Susan is Lucy's caregiver and will fill out the survey about Beatrice. Susan likes that Beatrice listens to Lucy, but doesn't like when Beatrice checks her phone during meetings. Let's pretend we're Susan filling out the digital survey. You can access the digital survey with a QR code or by clicking a link to the survey. Once you start, you'll read about the survey's purpose. It explains that case managers can have different titles like care coordinator or support coordinator. It also defines participants, caregivers, and support teams. Next, you will see the consent to participate. The consent explains the purpose of the survey, how your information will be used, how your information will be protected, and whom to contact with questions. Take a minute to review the information. After agreeing to take part in the survey, you'll start answering questions. You can skip any questions you don't want to answer. The caregiver survey starts with statements about communication. For example, the case manager is easy to understand. I like the way they talk to the participant and me. Susan thinks about interactions with Beatrice and remembers how she always asks Lucy about her life and the issues she's dealing with. Susan chooses yes most of the time. The next statement is, the case manager listens to me and the participant. They encourage us to share our thoughts, feelings, and needs. Susan chooses yes some of the time because Beatrice sometimes gets distracted by her phone. The next statement reads, the case manager we work with Make sure the participant and I understand what was discussed. They ask us questions to make sure they understand too. Susan decides to mark yes some of the time.
Once you've finished the survey, think about the answers and what you learned about your case manager. Reflect on your answers. Are there things your case manager does well? How could they improve? The first step is understanding what the survey results mean. This can help you figure out how your case manager could improve. If you completed the digital survey, you'll see a summary of how the case manager performed. The summary will show you which skills meet expectations, fall below expectation, or exceed expectations. For example, if you answered questions about communication with a mixture of some of the time and most of the time, it will show that your case manager meets expectations in communication skills. In this case, the case manager's strength might be in the support and service facilitation area based on your answers. The bottom of the screen will show you areas where the case manager needs to improve based on your no, not really answers.
Once you see your results, take some time to reflect. Does it match your experience with your case manager? Ask yourself questions like, does the case manager do things that I like? What could they improve? Reflect on the results and think about your next steps. Remember, these results are just one way to think about your case manager's work. You know your experience best. So what do you do after finishing the survey? We will go over this in part 3 of the Working with Case Managers video series.
To review, here are a few key points. Individuals receiving case management services may fill out the participant survey. Caregivers may fill out the caregiver survey. There are no right or wrong answers, and you may skip any questions you do not wish to answer. After completing the surveys, think about how the results match your experience with your case manager. Reflect on what your case manager does well and where they could improve. Thank you for watching. We hope you found this video helpful. Please take a moment and fill out a survey to let us know how helpful this video was. You can access this survey by scanning the QR code on your screen with your phone or by visiting the SurveyMonkey link on your computer. Be sure to watch part 3 of this series, which will cover how to share feedback with your case manager. Thanks again for watching Assessing Your Case Manager.